Hey guys, this is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot here. Now, you've probably already seen the title of this video. This is not a particularly easy thing to determine, but you might not see any Battlefield 1 content on this channel if it's going to continue as it currently is. Got a bit of Battlefield 3 footage in the background, some footage that I don't really know what to use for, but ironically we started recording this when we went off Battlefield 1 and we went back to 3. Now Battlefield 1, the big media hype about it, I was skeptical at first. Connor and Adam were going ape shit about it. I was a bit erring on the side of caution really, because I knew what they did with Battlefield 4 and I wasn't expecting much after Hardline. Now if you're not aware of Battlefield 4, which you might see, which you're definitely going to see some footage on but not currently at this moment, Battlefield 4 had a load of updates done to it, that were carried out to it, and I thought it was a brilliant game before the full update. Now with most of the recent Battlefields, they've been absolutely fine until one major release of of DLC or an update. And after the fall patch, my interest of Battlefield kind of dropped. It wasn't the worst thing, and I'll be honest with you, Battlefield 4 in its current state is much better than what Battlefield 1 is in its current state. Basically, they did a load of updates. They were fucking around with things, fucking around with vehicles and guns. So basically, as soon as you got used to one thing, they would change it. And I didn't particularly agree with all the UCAV changes. I had no issue with the UCAV. I've used it. I've only been kicked out of one server for using it, and I bet that was mainly because I killed the admin and his 3 mates in a single go when I destroyed an attack boat. And then they started changing it and nerfing it, and I was thinking, the people who are moaning about it are the exact same people who are currently moaning about the anti-aircraft guns being too weak against planes on Battlefield 1. Now, I don't own an Xbox One currently. I'm still on 360 because, if I'm honest with you, the Xbox One didn't impress me at all. I tried Battlefield 1 on a relative's 360, a relative's Xbox One, and Connor and Adam have both got it and an Xbox One for themselves. Hopefully they'll be able to get an Elgato soon, so we'll have different perspectives in our footage. But I was, as I said, I was skeptical. I didn't want to splash a load of money on something just to find out that they would fuck it up. And I'll be honest with you, Battlefield 1, when it first came out, I was absolutely amazed. It was probably one of the best games I've ever played, stock, as in before any updates came out. The update that really shifted our minds, really changed our opinions, was the update released with the They Shall Not Pass DLC. The grenade spam, in my opinion, is just a hunk of shit really. I have no issue with it. If you keep dying to the same spot, stop going to that spot. What is happening with Battlefield 1 right now, if you haven't worked this out already, is it has been dulled down for people who just don't seem to have any sort of imagination or creativity. So I don't like using the word skill. It seems a bit childish of a word, like you're not skilled or whatever. It requires a lot less knowledge of a game, practice, and in some cases knowledge of actual military tactics. We didn't really bother flanking enemies in Battlefield 1 for a certain after the update, because we spent ages flanking around around someone, just to put 7 shots in their back with an LMG and them turning around and killing us very quickly. And I didn't particularly like, and nor did Connor or Adam, the changes that were done to the game. You know, they made planes weaker, even though the people who moan about them have never tried to fly, because flying is difficult. On the relatives Xbox, they didn't really fly much. I got them up to level 50 with 1800 kills as the trench fighter. I'll be honest with you, trench fighter, I had no issue with it. I didn't think it was overpowered at all. Whereas the AA now, you can't outrun it. I was using a bomber when I last played it before I called it quits. Before I gave up with the game. I was in the bloody flight ceiling and I was still being shot down by AA. So the range increase was absolutely unnecessary, because there's effectively no downside to it. And as I said, there is people who moan about planes don't use them. Same people who get killed by the UCAV. It's not overpowered, trust me. Something that you can only fire once every, I think it's 45 seconds on the most recent update. I don't see how that's overpowered. There's guns which do more damage per second than that. Its damage per second is extremely low due to its fire rate. It's damage per minute. That's why if you miss, it's a pain in the arse. And I didn't particularly agree with all the changes done to it. It's like, well, you've made you've given us shit maps on the DLCs. This is Battlefield 4. I didn't like the maps on DLC. Silk Road is probably my favourite on the DLCs. The China Rising ones aren't too bad, but Naval Strike was shit, absolutely awful, and all the other ones were somewhere in between. And Second Assault was an insult compared to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 2, although I haven't played 2, I've only been going by what's happened on 3, where we had Gulf of Oman, Metro, Firestorm and Caspian, as you can see here. And we didn't, once they released that They Shall Not Pass update, it was we thought, well, alright then, we just have to get on with it. And then when they made AA guns even more powerful, because they originally, I believe on They Shall Not Pass, they actually nerfed the range of them slightly. And I was like, okay, it's not the range that's the issue, it's how many there are on the map. But okay then. Then with the spring update, they thought, no, we'll make the range massive, we'll massively increase the range. The damage is increased, the blast radius is increased, and just as a double whammy, trench fighter won't kill anything. I don't understand the logic behind the changes done to trench fighter. I think it was all childish, basically. And the problem is DICE are listening to the wrong people. DICE are listening to the Call of Duty audience, because Battlefield 1 came at a really bad time for the Call of Duty franchise. They released Infinite Warfare. And people were thinking, people left it because they were sick of the same game 3 or 4 times in a row. And we'll see how World War II goes. I'm not planning on getting that either. I've gone off Call of Duty, if I'm honest with you. And it was the one that they were changing stuff, because it was aimed at the Call of Duty audience. There was things that the Call of Duty guys did not agree with, which is tough shit, really. I don't go on Black Ops 2 and say I want the maps to be bigger, I want more people, and I want vehicles, because at the end of the day, you've joined their game, you have to play it by their rules, which is fair enough. But what I did not like is the way that all these loyal Battlefield players and veterans of Battlefield were being ignored, saying there's nothing wrong with the game, don't listen to them. Now, there are some Battlefield veterans which probably agree with the patches and changes. I don't agree with it in the slightest. I used to play Battlefield 1 for fun. I can't play it for fun anymore because it's just infuriating. There are still massive glitches in the game. The black screen when loading in glitch. There's massive loading times, sound bugs, graphical bugs. Netcode is still a bit iffy, and vehicles not spawning in with the correct vehicle class or even loadout, vehicle type. It spawns you in as a land ship when you want a assault tank with no guns. and it was all just a joke really at how that stuff managed to be ignored in the patch. You know, all these, and you know, there's still no we were playing a lot of operations as well, and during operations we spent ages trying to find a map that was a game that was not empty. And then when we did, we found that it was the last battalion, and then the game was over in 5 minutes, and then you've got to find another one, which was again a bit of a piss take really. I don't know why they were very reluctant to include a browser for the operations game mode. And you may have noticed in several videos on our channel we have said that there was going to be Battlefield 1 footage. Well, we're going to delete that text and probably change it to 4, because we're not going to put any Battlefield 1 footage up. I'm not going to buy an Xbox One specifically for Battlefield 1. For Battlefield 4, yes, I've been playing it on next gen, and my fucking god, it is absolutely brilliant. Battlefield 4 is probably one of the I don't know, I would say it's almost better than 3, but you know, 3, mind you have good and bad games, but there's actually, you have to control your recoil, guns kill, the hit registration's a lot better, not the best but still a lot better, still dying around corners. Vehicles, okay, I don't agree with the tanks. I think the active protection is a bit unfair on the people on the ground when you can combine it with thermal optics and reactive armor, which is a bit of a piss take really, because you sometimes just don't have enough RPGs to destroy a tank. But it is a lot better than what Battlefield 1 will ever be, given the fact that the way that it sounds like it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if MO 2.0 is introduced. And I'll be like, you know, Battlefield 1's player count is probably dropping. I know it's almost dead on PC. I'm not a PC gamer, but going by what people have said, that it's pretty much dead on PC. Console's going to follow suit. It seems as if they're trying to commit. It's like they're deliberately trying to make a game that is going to fail in the market. I don't know what they are planning. And Hardline was a joke, because Hardline was rushed. Hardline was absolutely horrendously bad, and just watered down shit. It seems now it's more of, how can we make this game more friendly to new people? Whereas in reality, you have to get used to it. We've got used to Battlefield over the years. Still there are some people that beat us, and we don't say, oh, well, this thing needs changing, this thing needs nerfing. For the most part, I suppose the AEK on Battlefield 3 and the M16A3 could get a slight bit more recoil, but then again, not a major issue. But it just feels like an insult that I came so close to buying a Xbox One and Battlefield 1. I was never really planning on buying an Xbox One. I didn't see the point in it really, and that was bullshit death. We landed on the skids, but anyway, I was originally going to buy. After playing it on a relative's Xbox, I was thinking, right, I've got to get an Xbox One for this game. It's absolutely phenomenal. And as I was sorting out the money, as I was literally about to buy one, that update came out, and I thought, no way. They are not having any of my money if they're going to do exactly what they did before, which was to progressively ruin games. So I can't really see anything else. You might see some Battlefield 1 footage at some point, but the way it's going, don't hold any bloody hopes. We're not holding any hopes either. But Battlefield 4 footage, hopefully, still got to get an Xbox One, but they definitely will be. So I do massively apologise for I won't say it's misleading what we said, because that was at the time before all of the shit hit the fan. So unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. That's how life is. So we are going to probably leave Battlefield 1 for now. And it's also, I suppose, slightly in protest for what they have done to that game, as I'm sure many other people have done, and I know people have done. People have left that game. I couldn't see why to start off with, but I wouldn't blame them now. So, to wrap up, expect some Battlefield 4 footage from us. Don't expect it immediately. Still got to get an Xbox One. Still have got to sort a few things out. Been hella busy recently with college and got a bit of work coming up as well. So it is a bit busy. It's a bit of a busy time, but hopefully we'll be able to set some time aside and put a bit more content on this channel. Got some Borderlands 2 stuff that he's cutting up and putting on here, but don't know what else to say. Expect us to be playing old games, because the older games are better. They don't make games like they used to. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope it's cleared up a few things about what will be happening on this channel, and I shall see you all on the next video.